Jesus Christ, you people suck. Wow. Wolverine on it.
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady.
But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
All right, it's time. Another week of N4G Radio. This is episode 613 for, wait for it, August 3rd. It's now August.
August. I think
Jesus.
I think you mean March 365th.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
no, it's time for school to start back up and football season's coming up and oh wait a minute.
Wait.
Yeah. I don't think 20. You know what's going to happen is in 20 or 30 years' time, history books are going to have a page dedicated to 2020.
A page?
No,
It's a
and
chapter.
they will have a page, and all it will say on that page is, "We shall never speak of this again."
Yeah. Redacted.
That's what I saw the other day. You know how they have those like graphics that say like breaking news?
Mm.
There was one that said breaking news. Oh shit, what the fuck happened now?
I do love a good meme. There's so many good memes. Like there was someone had taken a photo of or mocked one up or whatever, I don't know, but it was a rainbow and it was getting hit by lightning, or it appeared to be getting hit by lightning, and someone said, what's next 2020? Oh, Thor versus the Care Bears have gone to war. It's like, oh yeah, I love all that stuff. It's great.
Oh yeah. Yesterday our tornado siren went off and we were all locked in the bathroom for about 15 minutes.
Bloody hell. I take it you were okay.
Yeah, no, the storm passed probably about 2 or 3 miles north of us, and I don't think it actually produced one there, but it looked real bad for about 15 minutes.
To be fair, that would have been a highlight.
I don't know about that. Not if it just destroyed everything and left me here. Oh, good Lord, 2020. Let's be done, man.
Well, you've only got another 5 months to go.
Yeah, I joke with people I work with. I'm like, yeah, we feel like magically on January 1st everything will be okay, and it just probably won't.
No. But we cling to that hope. We cling.
I gotta have something, John.
Yeah, you cling to the hope that next year will be better because it can't be any bloody worse.
Oh God, I hope not. But as you can tell, John is here with us.
Hello.
And the Wombat too.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about video games.
I like that idea.
What are they?
So we'll start with you, John. You ain't been on the show in a while.
Oh, this will be quite easy.
Okay.
I've been playing Fortnite.
What the fuck?
I know. It's like I don't know where it came from. I think I fired up. I mean, I haven't just been playing Fortnite, but it is the most recent thing I played. I fired up the Epic Game Store, and something made me install it, and I nearly didn't because it then said 40 gig, and I'm thinking, 40 gig for Fortnite? You having a laugh? But I downloaded it, and I haven't stopped playing it this weekend. It's been pretty darn good. I like it because I don't care about coming first because I know I'm never going to come first.
Albert.
But what?
Really?
What?
You talking to me?
No, do I have to point it out? John's over here screaming at the top of his lungs.
Oh.
I don't care about coming first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. I'm never gonna win that game, and so I don't care. And because of that, and because when I last played this 2-3 years ago. And when I last played it, it was just 100 people on an island and you shoot each other. Now they've got like challenges and bits you can do. You can find stuff. There's like you can go fishing, and it's like there's stuff to do. So even though I know I'm not going to win, I can explore parts of the map. I can go looking for stuff, and if I happen to get into the top 10, fantastic. And just by the sheer fact that the map is so big, I can, explore to my heart's content. And I often, finish at least in the top 30 because I don't go looking for trouble. I'm just there chilling.
So how long do matches last now if you got time to go fucking...
I know. It's, I don't know, I would say anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes a game, depending. Sometimes it does all depend. Sometimes I last 5 minutes because I drop in the wrong place, but I don't care, and it's quite therapeutic, and it is a nice game to look at. It's very colourful, and as I say, these stuff that you can unlock when you're constantly leveling up something or getting stamps this and stamps that and unlocking this and unlocking that, and it's kind of cool and kind of therapeutic. So I know it's not a game I thought I'd ever really play much of. I'm actually, and I don't know how long this will last. It might fade away, but I've been enjoying it, and I'm quite surprised at myself. So,
I'm quite surprised at you too, John.
Yes, so I apologise in advance for the fact that I have been playing Fortnite. What else have I played? I played a little bit of Carrion.
Yeah, I've been trying to get into that.
I do need to play some more. It's a game that I have actually been looking forward to playing. And so it's I played a tiny little bit, but I haven't really got sort of deep into it. Just solely because I've had other stuff on. I did finally get through and finish my bits and pieces on the BioShock collection. So that took up a fair bit of time. I also picked up Death Stranding for the PC, which I put a little bit of time into as well.
That's a video game.
That is a video game. It's a very pretty video game. It does look really nice. I'm kind of glad I got it on PC. And it's weird. It's I mean, I can remember when this. I mean, I can't believe it was like a year ago it launched, but I can remember speaking to you when it launched, and I said, what I wanted from the game is for it to make enough sense. So you had years of all of this build up, and you saw just some weird shit. Kojima was really, pushing the boat out when it came to bizarre marketing, and I said to you, what I want is just something that isn't just obtuse, something that's vague for the sake of being vague. And you said, well, there aren't questions get answered. There are things that, yes, it's weird, it's bizarre, it comes from his mind, but you're not really left hanging. So I'm kind of. Look, I thought, well, on PC, I'll give it a shot, and it's kind of okay. The mechanics of the game where you've got to balance, I thought that was going to put me off because it's like literally a walking simulator. You have to press the left trigger and right trigger if he's there, and left or right, or to keep his balance. But that actually isn't as obstructive as I thought it would be. It generally only happens when he's either in the body of water or he's on slopes and things like that. So it's not all the time you have to worry about it. Or, of course, if you overload him with stuff. I'm still trying to get my head around the whole thing. I think I've played... I'm not going to try and spoil it, but there's a bit where you have to do something with the president of the States, and I've done that bit, and that's happened, and now I've got to go and do something. I'm not going to.
You're not even out of the tutorial, son.
See, there you go. That says it all. Then shit. But you know what? It's not bad. It looks really pretty. I'm not a massive fan of Norman Reedus, but you know what? His acting's pretty good. I'm not going to knock him for that because he's pretty good. I've never watched Walking Dead. The only film that I think I ever seen him in was Blade 2. So that was a while ago, but he's pretty good in it. There were some interesting glitches on the PC that I stumbled across. They have had a patch since, so I don't know if that's fixed them, but I had some terrible frame rate stutters occasionally. And also, he has two haircuts, essentially. He has, to start of the game, he has like a floppy hair, and then when the main sort of campaigns kicks in, he ties it back. But obviously, his model throughout the whole of the game is his tied back hair, because there were several cutscenes where his floppy hair would stay still, and underneath where his head's moving, you could see his tied back hair. It was very weird. But it looks very nice. I'm kind of interested to see how, bearing in mind that this is a Decima engine, which is made by Guerrilla Games, I'll be very interested to see how Horizon Zero Dawn looks and plays, because you'd think that their settings are going to be comparable, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, I played some of that. I did pick up, but haven't started Destroy All Humans yet.
So that's just that game. That's good.
Yeah, I've never played a Destroy All Humans game. I never played the original one when it came out. I don't think it really got a lot of marketing over here, so I never really was aware of it. But that was I got it on PC because it was super, super cheap, and so I thought, well, I'll give that a shot. And I'd heard relatively good things. I read your review as well, Ken, and it seemed like something that was different. Like
it's just it's not different if you go back to the 360 era.
No. I mean, just it's different. It's unusual for what I've been playing recently. So I thought that might be a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah, it's big, dumb, stupid fun, and I enjoy the hell out of it.
And yeah, that's really about it, I think. Just the normal stuff, Binding of Isaac, that I continue to play. I haven't played Animal Crossing in about 3 weeks.
A lot of people fell off that game.
Well, I've got my money's worth out of it, and I will go back. There's been an update for sure, but when I stopped working from home, I kind of just dropped off, because I used to, when I worked from home, I didn't have to travel into work or come home, so I could spend a little extra time in the morning doing my shit, digging up my fossils and checking my turnip prices. But now I'm back at work properly in the office. It's you get less time, and there's a lot of stuff to play. So, but I'm not going to complain. As I say, I got my money's worth out of that thing. So yeah, that's about it.
All right, I'll move over to the Wombat.
Yeah, so I have only played this week. I haven't had a whole bunch of time to play, so I've really only played this week Ghost of Tsushima, just trying to clean it up as I work towards the platinum. I'm pretty close, so I'm just trying to go through and clean up some of the collection-related and liberation-related trophies in that. And then I've got the Samurai Showdown collection on Xbox, but I haven't even started it yet. That'll be this week.
All right.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked so much about Ghost already. There's not really much point in belaboring that point. It's exceptionally good. Everyone should play it, and I'm going to keep playing it until there's nothing left for me to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's my praise.
a wonderful
The
game.
platinum that I have is Job Simulator, which my son
I don't
got.
have one either, to be fair.
I think I have, but I think that's only because it's a Telltale game, and you got those just by playing the game.
Oh, yeah, I've got a
Because
bunch of those on Xbox.
Yeah.
And you just fit
Yeah.
it,
So,
and you get, yeah. All right. Oh, I'll do my normal indie game, and then I did play some more Carrion. I am trying to get into that game, but that game I feel is marketed very poorly. Like they make it out to be like you're the villain killing all these people. You don't do a lot of killing in that game, but not a lot. You just the game is more about like Metroidvania kind of exploration on. I'm playing another game which I don't think I can talk about. I think it's out this week or next week. It's called Bite the Bullet. But I wanted to mention it because I've never seen anything quite like it. Imagine Contra if you could eat the enemies. Like literally, when you stun them with your bullets, then you walk over and you eat them.
does that slow the pace up?
Well, it does. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it actually also affects your metabolism, so you could get fatter or stronger, depending on what kind of enemies you eat.
Fair enough.
It's a weird fucking game, John. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, I'll move on. There's a lot of indie games. I played a game called 112th Seed, which is basically every level is a puzzle. You have to move blocks in a certain place to get to the end. It's fine. It's one of those. I played a game called Cuber's Arena, which is you're like this little black ball with a sword, and you go into an arena and you kill a bunch of rats and enemies, and then in between fights you go upgrade your gear. It's a very weird game. Played a game called Lost Wing, which is a constantly moving like space shooter. And the objective is to see how far you can get before you crash. Reminds me of that game that they gave away free at one. What was it called? Race the Sun.
Oh yeah, I like Race the Sun.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that, except it's like futuristic kind of stuff. So, excuse me. I booted up Maid of Skur, but I haven't played a bunch of that. That's another one of those first-person horror games.
Well, I've seen some stuff about that. Apparently, it's meant to be okay.
Yeah. Like the little bit of it I played, I was like, wow, this has got some really solid production values. Like the graphics look good, the voice acting's pretty decent. But I haven't played a ton of it, so. Checked out another game called Merchant of the Skies. That one was more or less like I booted it up and it's got some menus about buying stuff, and I was like, this ain't for me. Another game I booted up that I said, this ain't for me, is Seasons of the Samurai. It's like, what do you call those? Those 4X games where you move a dude between hexagonal points, and at one point I grew a tree and I was like, yep, this ain't for me. I tried Skater XL, which is the new one. I get all these confused because there's like 50 of these now. Like we didn't have skateboarding games for years, and now we've got like 50 of them. This one just came out of early access, and it's the one where you use the right and left analog stick to control each of your feet. So there's there's no like predetermined tricks. You just do the tricks by moving the analog sticks. It's interesting. But especially like any game like that, I found myself like kind of falling into cars and down steps quite often.
I don't think I'll be as good as Skatebird.
I tried Skatebird in the demos for the Xbox, during their little week of whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, it didn't feel as good as Tony Hawk. I think Tony Hawk is the only skateboarding game I like, truthfully.
Well, you're getting another one of those at some point, so.
Well, I'm getting a remaster of 1 and 2, and as long as it plays like Tony Hawk, like Tony Hawk is one of those games like Overwatch that is just embedded in my brain as far as like how things work. So anytime
Your
things
muscle
don't,
memory.
yeah, when things don't work like that, I'm like, this game sucks. So But yeah, Skater XL is good. I think a lot of people are going to like it. Played a game called Swim Out, which I thought was just not. It's a game where you're swimming through a pool, and it's one of those puzzle games where every time you move, something else on the map moves too, and you just have to figure out the moves you need to make to get past it. That's what it is.
Mm.
I got bored after like 7 levels. I was like, nah, I'm good. Hellpoint is a Souls-ass indie game.
I've seen that on Steam.
If you want the elevator pitch, it's a Souls game where when you rest at a bonfire, the enemies don't respawn, and instead they are respawning on a timer. So everything else is like ripped straight out of fucking Souls. It's one of those games. Booted up Family Mysteries, Poisonous Promises, which is one of those point-and-click games. Those are not for me. Nowhere Prophet, another game not for me. It's a map exploration game where your battles are done via card battling. So I was definitely not down for that. Starlit Adventures is a free-to-play game that is basically Dig Dug, and I kind of dug it.
Yeah, that's been on mobile for a long time.
Yeah, it just showed up on Xbox this week, and I downloaded it, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Now, I want to talk about the game of the week, and y'all motherfuckers need to play this game. It's called The Tourist.
Oh, I played The Tourist. I did do that. I played some of that yesterday.
That game is so good.
I tell you what, I love how it looks. I love it's got this.
It looks like 3D Dot Game Heroes. Remember that game?
Yes. It's very pixelate, very voxel kind of. But it's got like the way that it's like the camera is set, and it's got like the depth of field stuff works really well with it. And also, when you get to there's something just made me smile. When you go to the second island, you start interacting more with some of the inhabitants of the island, and it's like they've got this little party going. And there's people dancing, you can dance, and the dances are little cool things. It's really cute. Love it.
Oh, the game is like I want to call it like a...
What's it called again?
The Tourist, and it's with a Y, not an I. Okay. I know it's on Switch. It was out Switch last year, but the thing about this version is it's on Xbox, and it's in Game Pass.
Yes, real good value, that.
Yeah, but if you have not, check this game out. It reminds me of like a very... I hate to call it Zelda, but I got a lot of Zelda vibes. It's a very simplistic Zelda. Like, there's no combat. But instead, what you're doing is you're going from island to island, and you'll meet these people, and they'll give you little things to do, and they're essentially like little puzzles. But the main... like overarching quest is that you have to go to each island, find these monuments, and solve the puzzle to get inside the monument and pull this thing out. And eventually you'll get all 4 of them, and I don't know what happens because I've only gotten 2. But there's just so much. Like there's 6 total islands plus a hidden island.
Oh wow! Yeah, I've just got 2 at the moment.
Yeah, I've got all 6 islands open. I have not discovered the hidden island because you got to find the 4 messages in a bottle. I found 3. I need to find the 4th one. But there's like all these little puzzles that you can do on the island, and they can range anywhere from being like fly this helicopter over these checkpoints, or what's another one? Like one of them has you going around taking pictures of certain things. Like he'll give you a clue. He'll be like, "Hey, I need you to find a picture of Firestarter." So basically, I had to walk around until I found. And the thing is that picture was not available until I solved a monument on one of the islands, which I thought was really cool.
It's definitely a relaxing game, one that you can just kind of sit back. There's no
you
no
can't
combat.
die, but you can fail.
Yeah, there's no combat as such. It's more puzzle based, than anything. But it is that kind of just chill game that you. And again, it's to look at. It's just candy for the eyes. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm. I started playing this game and I was like, man, I love the way this looks. And I didn't quite know what kind of game it was. I thought it was just like a like an experience game, like you just walk around and talk to people. But then I discovered that first puzzle in the monument, and I was like, okay, I'm in on this. This game is super cool, and I want to play more of this. And I think I'm about 45% complete. And I love it. I can't recommend it enough. I know it's been out on Switch forever. A lot of people probably have played it there. But if you haven't and you have Game Pass, this game is on there, and I highly recommend you check it out. It's super interesting. I don't know, man. It's just awesome.
I have got a game I forgot to mention.
Yes.
And it's because it's easily forgettable.
Okay.
Rocket Arena.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I don't know what... this is how forgettable it was. Me and Ken were talking about this before the show, and I still forgot I played it. So, it's EA's attempt at an Overwatch. But instead of different types of weapons, you've kind of got different types of rocket launcher. Hence the reason Rocket Arena. And it's an online only. You know, each of the there are about I think there's about maybe 8 different playable characters at the moment. Each plays slightly differently, but the whole point is that you traverse the area by using your rockets to give you height. To sort of reach higher up on the map. You can use rockets to sort of bounce yourself off of scale walls and stuff like that. And I think it's 5v5. At least the modes I played with were 5v5. There's a couple of issues. The biggest one being that no one's playing it. So I played maybe 5 or 6 matches yesterday, and they were all against bots. I didn't see another single live human being in that time. Now, this game came out how long ago? Like two weeks ago?
A little over 2 weeks ago, I think.
So this came out 2 weeks ago. It was not a full price game. It was a $40 game.
Well, it's 30 and then 40 for like the special edition.
There you go. It has since dropped down to like $5. Then it went free on EA Access. Probably the quickest any game has gone on EA Access.
Yeah, 2-week turnaround's the fastest by far.
Then they were trying to give it away on Twitter via this link there. You had to go and just ask for a code, and they sent on what platform you want, and they'd send you one. And still no one is playing this game. So essentially the level of competition is out the window because bots are stupid. They're not very intelligent. They're there just to practice. It's also just dull. The maps are uninspired. It's trying to be like an Overwatch kind of Battleborn kind of Fortnite-y look to it. It's got like a cartoonish kind of style, a stylized kind of characters, and they're each meant to have their own personalities, but if you ask me, they've got none at all between them. And the maps are just boring and dull. You can't really, like the maps I played, you couldn't really get a sense. You know, a good multiplayer map is one that you can drop. They could drop you anywhere on that map, and you would know where you are in relation to the rest of the map. Because it's well laid out. Games like Overwatch, they have people spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of hours designing maps intentionally so that they can be memorized and played and people can use it to their advantage. Just the whole point of these maps. And it's like I couldn't distinguish any part of the map from any other part of the map. It all just looked bland and the same. Considering it's called Rocket Arena, the action was relatively slow. Aiming was terrible. It's a third person. It's not first person, so you're like over the shoulder kind of thing. Even against bots, I felt that the aiming was off slightly. So a lot of the time, if I was any further than a certain distance, maybe, I don't know, 15 meters or, in relation to in a game, I couldn't really get, the slow speed of the rockets were meaning that they were easily dodged and they'd move out of the way. You kind of having to line your shots, which is not something you want to do in a fast-paced shooter. It just was dire. I give this game 2 months. I really don't think, it costs money to keep servers online. I really don't think EA is going to put much on there. I can't believe that a game that new, that's been given away for free, desperately given away for free, no one is playing it at all. But it isn't a surprise when it just isn't nowhere near as fun as somewhere like Overwatch. It's just not got any of that kind of character to it at all.
Well, and so the thing I think that doomed this game was it has, so even the ways they were trying to give it away for free aren't well associated with the people that they want to actually be playing it, because the target market is like kids that are my son's age, that's the kind of people that are playing shooters like this at this point. And none of my son's friends care about it. Like, Jacob has it because we got the code. But like, none of his friends have EA access. They all have Game Pass.
Well, here's an even bigger one to kind of knock this in the bud. It's one of the free-to-play games this weekend on Xbox.
Is it really?
And John still couldn't get a match. Like, it's, they do the free play days on the weekend for like Saturday and Sunday. You can play free games. It's one of those games this weekend.
That's bad.
Did Jacob play it at all?
He did. Yeah, he actually thought it was. He thought it was fun, but he said, basically, it's fun, but I'll never play it because none of my friends have it.
Yeah.
So he enjoyed it. I think he said he would give it about a 7 out of 10.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe I'm the wrong market for it. It just didn't feel right for me. But I think the biggest problem is that Rocket Arena is a free-to-play game. It is. They should never have charged any money for it. There was no marketing until you sent me the code, Ken. I had no idea this game existed.
It was just announced at EA Play back in June.
I didn't even remember it. And
they announced it there and said it's out in 2 weeks.
And again, you have to be something special. And considering they've already got their success with their free-to-play with Apex Legends, you have to be something special to tear people away from the likes of Apex Legends, Fortnite, Overwatch, all of those types of games where, as Ryan said, get children, coming up to like, their 10s, 11s and early teens and all that. They're playing those games. You have to be something good to draw them away. You also have to have a lot of marketing behind. And it sounds like this was just shat out to die by EA. And again, I don't think it's got the caliber. I really, as I say, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, and that game is fun, even for someone like me who, as I said, will never win a game of Fortnite. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
It's crazy. It's
Rocket Arena.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that this game came out 2 weeks ago. It's already free. And they've got like 5 season passes lined up for this game.
That's never gonna make it. I honestly think this game, no one will be playing it in 2 months' time. They'll shut the servers down and draw a line under it, because it just, again, I didn't even know there was a free weekend this weekend, but I played on Xbox and I didn't see another soul. It was shocking.
Yeah, it's free to play this weekend. EA Access, it's available. They were giving away free codes for it, and it was $5 to buy 2 weeks after launch.
I feel sorry for any poor bastard that bought that at full price.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can continue.
The only other thing I played was I solidified that I will play Grounded when it comes out 1.0.
Oh, how is that?
It's really good.
I've heard good things. I've heard that the spiders are scary.
Yeah, it's one of those games that is a lot of things that I hate. But the things that I hate about those kind of games, this game does them in minimal effort. And I think the layout of the game is the fact that you're a little dude in a backyard like tugs at my Honey I Shrunk the Kids, nostalgia. So that's what pulls that in, and the survival elements are never overbearing. So,
can you play it on your own, or is it mainly?
Yes, there is a single-player campaign, and then there is a 4-player co-op mode.
Okay, I know that they have been focusing on the play with your friends element. I didn't know whether or not it was also like a robust single player.
Yeah, there's a single player campaign with an interesting story. Again, I am not going to play it in early access because I don't play games in early access. But I wanted to kind of get a feel for it to see if I would enjoy it, and I did enjoy the couple hours that I played. So I'm like, all right, when you go 1.0, not that I care about achievements, but once you add achievements, that kind of means your game's done, kind of thing,
Yeah.
Then I'll play it. Like that's when I'll play it, and I will definitely play it when it hits the 1.0.
Oh, nice.
So, I also did pick up Gran Turismo Sport last week because it was in the summer sale for like $10. It's nice to see that game finally has like a single player mode.
I know that they at least continue. I know it was bare bones when it released, but they've supported the hell out of that game and added content over time, which is what, in all honesty, I don't mind if you're going to release a bare bones game. What's that? Can you hear that?
Ryan playing video games.
Yeah, it's me playing video games. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I wondered what you were doing. So yeah,
don't tell anybody.
If you're gonna release like a bare bones, that's fine, but you got to support it. And I do actually think they've done a cracking job of adding content, and I think like 90% of it's been free, like modes and maps and cars and stuff. So maps, tracks, and cars and stuff. I think that's how you do that. Yeah, you play fair by your fan base.
And that game still has the best HDR setup at the beginning of the game. It's wonderful. All right, that's pretty much it. And I played Overwatch a lot.
Of course.
Don't tell nobody.
I
was trying to run my tank.
When's Overwatch 2? When's Overwatch 2 happening? Do we have? Are we any closer?
I'm sure we're closer. I mean, time moves on, but I don't know.
I think 2020 is just frozen in time.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll see that this year. I'm starting to kind of feel like we won't, which is fine. Let's be fair. It's not like I'm going to stop playing the first one until the second one comes out. So there is that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about what's coming out this week. First up, we have a game that will be available for free for PlayStation Plus members on the PS4, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, which I'm hearing nothing but wonderful things about.
Isn't that also coming to Game Pass?
No, it's not coming to Xbox. It's only on PC, PS4. I don't even think it's coming to Switch yet.
Oh, I might have to pick that up. I don't have PS Plus anymore, but that does look a lot of fun. That's the kind of battle royale I can get down with.
Yep. So that's out on PS Plus this week. The other PS Plus game is Modern Warfare 2's campaign. So.
Yeah, they didn't have any multiplayer, did it? So.
No, it was just the campaign. Pixelbot Extreme, Relicta, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Scully, which I'm also playing.
Scully.
It's your little skull.
Yeah, I assumed. I thought that might be. Yeah.
Yeah. The Mean Greens, Plastic Warfare. That's essentially Army Men. Remember those games?
I do, and that's quite funny because the Destroy All Humans reminds me of that because they're the same sort of era, and again, that they sit in the same place in my brain for
this week you can play
2 games.
Yeah, well, this week you can play the spiritual successor to Army Men because it's out on PS4 and Xbox One.
I probably won't.
Railway Empire, the complete collection. And just in case you forgot about this game, it is still coming out, and it's coming out this week. On Friday, we get Fast and Furious Crossroads.
No one cares.
No, that's not true. I bet that thing sells like a ton.
Oh, I don't know. They did right last time, which was basically just add it as a free expansion to Forza Horizon 3.
Well, this is the Project Cars guys making this one.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, yeah.
You don't remember this trailer from the Game Awards?
No.
Yeah, Vin Diesel debuted or whatever. Well, I don't know.
No. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of those films. I don't think I will play that game.
It's a very light week this week. We're also getting Wizards Wand of Epicosity, Mystery Mine, Steam Tactics, Clan N, Undermine, Hard
Undermine.
Undermine, M-I-N-E, like a mining game.
That's quite good. I've been playing the early access of that on Steam. That's a nice. You won't like it because it's a roguelike, but it's nice.
Yeah, I won't like it. Hard Cube and Swim Sanity. Clever names, maybe not clever games. I don't know. On the Switch this week, we got a lot.
Virtual Swim Sanity.
What's that?
Virtual Swim Sanity.
Fucking right. Jamiroquai, baby. Kids don't know who he is either.
No, they don't know.
On the Switch, we've got 112 Seed, which I talked about earlier. Airy Broken Memories. Alphadia... Excuse me, I got...
Bless you.
That's the name of the game. You have to repeat that now. Alphadia Genesis, which is one of those Chemco RPGs. Crowdy Farm Rush. Cruel Band's Career. Drink More Glurp. Frontline Zed. Instant Sports Summer Games. Kukorogue Days. Memory Lane. Titan Glory. Ultra Food Mess. Man, this is a hot week. City Bus Driving Simulator.
Wow.
Grandia HD Collection. Rogue Cube, and Wordify. Yeah, the Grandia HD Collection is the only thing I've said so far that I'm like, oh, that's out this week. Okay. It's a weird week. A lot of indie games, it seems. But then again, we're kind of out. Well, I mean, I guess we'll talk about this in the news, but like, I don't think there's another PlayStation game before PS5, right? There's no more first-party games?
No, I think Tsushima was
so.
last, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then Nintendo hasn't announced a new first-party game in fucking months.
No, Origami King was like, I mean, they announced and released that in the space between their last time they announced anything, so. And
then Microsoft's got 4 games this month. How crazy is that, right?
4 games.
So Wasteland 3.
Oh, of course, they that's theirs now, isn't it?
Yeah, Flight Simulator.
What simulator?
Is out on PC. That Tell Me Why game. The Don't Nod game, Tell Me Why, Chapter 1 releases this month. Oh, and in the news this week, motherfucking Battletoads is out.
18th. Yeah, 18th, isn't it?
No, 20th.
20th.
Yeah.
I saw that, and you know what? I thought, I never played the original Battletoads. You know what? That looks like fun, and it'll be Game Pass, so I'll definitely give that a shot.
Did you get further away, John?
Yes, I did, sorry.
Step up to the microphone and it goes something like this.
I'll step up and I'll just do a little bit of ASMR there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I'll give that a shot. That looks kind of fun.
Yeah, they finally gave the date. I'm super excited. I'm a huge Battletoads fan.
It's like they announced, there was like the rumours, then it got announced, and we heard nothing until now, and then suddenly it's out. I like how they do that. I don't like this whole like Ubisoft way of doing things where you're announcing games 4 years in advance, and every year you show a little bit more. And I like you got something coming, and then shit, it's out. Brilliant.
Yep. Rare tweeted on, I think it was Thursday, they just tweeted 3 frog emojis, and I was like, it's happening.
Yeah, but the thing is, you would think, they're just going to be a new trailer or something. You don't expect them to release it in 2 weeks, you know?
Well, it got raided right before the Xbox show. Which makes it weird, because why didn't they show it there?
Yeah.
Like, they knew it was going to be out in less than a month. Why not show that game?
Maybe because
it's in Game Pass, so it made the criteria of the show.
Yeah, and if you think that Tell Me Why, that's not an Xbox Series X game, so, and that's coming out, so yeah, why not I don't know. They must have had a reason.
Yeah, I guess. Speaking of Xbox, or go ahead.
I was just say maybe they had a reason. Sometimes they do stuff that seems to defy reason.
That's true. Speaking of Xbox, we got a lot of Xbox news this week. Games with gold were announced. We get Portal Knights, Override, Mech City Brawl, which if you have not played that game, check it out. It's pretty cool. MX Unleashed, which is an original Xbox game, and then Red Faction 2.
Yeah, I think they're running out of I've put this on Twitter. They've run out of 360 games.
Well, let's talk about this because, like I said, there's a lot of news going through Xbox. We talked last week about Xbox Live Gold going away.
Yes, because they're taking well, they've removed the ability to buy a year's pass. Yeah,
12 months. Yeah. So, but this just keeps leaning towards this. So, I don't know if you saw yesterday, but Game Pass on Twitter changed their logo.
Oh no, I didn't see that. Oh, I saw something about a facelift, but I didn't see what it was. What did they change it to?
The logo looks like Xbox Live Gold.
Oh.
Which would assume you just replacing Xbox Live Gold?
Yeah.
Also filed under this category, Halo Infinite's multiplayer will be free to play and run at 120 frames per second.
Two things. Free to play. Wow.
Yeah. Which makes you wonder, will Xbox Live Gold be a thing come November?
I don't think it will. I think it will be I think you'll still need Game Pass, though.
I don't.
Don't you? You think You think they'll just let you play?
I think if you have an Xbox and you want to play Fortnite or Apex Legends or Halo, I think you'll just be able to play it. I don't think it will require you to have online because Xbox Live Gold has two problems. Number one, it still gates things like Fortnite, Netflix, like it gates those kind of things.
Yeah.
The other problem is that their games with gold option is just not been
slim.
Yeah,
it's good. Although, what will happen when the new generation comes out? Are they going to suddenly switch to Xbox One games and Xbox Series X games? Who knows?
Well, I mean, if they get rid of it, then we just got Game Pass.
Yeah, that's possible. I can see the sense, just solely because it is hard now to charge, especially since they are very much a company that is not only pushing the Xbox but pushing gaming on PC. They're trying to take that seriously as well. And you've got a PC, you don't need to buy even if you're playing Xbox games, you don't need a live subscription to play online because you never have with PC. It's always been free. So it makes sense from that point of view to make playing online free. But it makes what they want to do is they want to automatically transition people over. They want to say, have you still got a year of Xbox Live? Well, don't worry, we're not doing Xbox Live anymore, so we're just going to turn that into a year of Game Pass. And you can keep your subscription going, and we'll keep taking the money, and you keep having Game Pass. You get all of this stuff, you get to play online, and, you know, you get the best of both worlds. I can see that making a smart sense as well.
Yep, I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I think they're going to say, well, you got a year of Xbox Live Gold. We're just going to turn that into a year of Game Pass. If you just want to play online, after that's up, you could cancel it if you want, but you probably won't because Game Pass is so awesome, you're just going to keep it anyway, right?
And that's why I think they got rid of the year, because they don't want anyone buying any more 1 years because they're going to be converting them over. That makes sense, yeah. But what does Sony do? Because Sony gates their online stuff behind PlayStation Plus.
I think this is a huge, like next generation, if you want to play online and you don't want to pay for a console, the only option is Xbox. I think that's a smart marketing move because even Nintendo charges you to play online.
Not a lot, but yes, they do.
Yeah, no, it's $20.
Nintendo jumped in so late that everybody else is going to quit charging for online.
Yeah.
that'd be hilarious, right?
Yeah. They're definitely making those kind of noises where they are focusing on the Game Pass stuff, the subscription model, the ultimate, with things like, I know I wasn't here last week either, but I'm sure you talked about the xCloud getting folded into the ultimate, which happens in September. Again, another reason to have ultimate. It's that extra little feather in your cap that gives that value. And and making it less confusing would be to take out gold live and just replace it with Game Pass, and again make going online free. Maybe that's what happens next generation.
Well, some other interesting things happened over the weekend. So I know everybody here loves to follow Wario64 on the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So he tweeted out a bunch of old 360 games got relisted. These included titles such as Deadly Premonition, Silent Hill Downpour, Midnight Club LA. Here is the most interesting part of this story. You can now buy them natively.
Oh, yes, you can buy them directly. Because before you had to you couldn't use credit, could you? You had to
use a credit card or use your credit on an Xbox 360 console.
Yes, you couldn't use any Microsoft Store money you had on the Xbox One for 360 or original games. Yes.
You can now.
Mm.
Yes. So this is a thing that happened over the weekend as well. A bunch of relisted games, being able to buy them. So I tested this. I went into the store, and there's an easy way to tell. Like, all of them aren't there yet. You can tell that they're doing stuff behind the scenes, but it's not all there yet. So if you can't see the game's price, you still have to buy it through like the website. But if you can see the game's price, which was a large chunk of them, you can just buy it natively right there with your credit.
That's better, because there are occasions when I do like to buy those older games and hate having to do it, because it's easier to do it on my phone or on my PC than it is to go upstairs and fire up me 360. But it's an extra step you don't want to do, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think this also is probably going to tie into, if you remember a couple of months back, that store redesign that we saw.
I still haven't seen that video.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, that store is so beautiful.
I do. I will watch that when we've done. I keep forgetting to watch it.
So it looks like, Phil Spencer's already confirmed that there is an Xbox event in August. My guess is we're going to hear about backward compatibility, which he already confirmed. We're going to hear about
tiles.
Yeah, I bet you we're going to hear about the new store. I bet you we hear about Series S. I'm going to go crazy here. I bet you we get the motherfucking price and the release date. Pre-orders open in August.
They have to say.
And they have to.
Yeah.
But I only think Microsoft go first if they think they're going cheaper than the PlayStation.
Yeah, they won't go first unless they are cheaper than the PlayStation, for sure. Because whatever Sony comes out at, Microsoft's going to undercut them regardless. That's just the way it's going to be. Whether it's $50 or $100.
You're talking, if they don't announce it this month, September's too late. You've got to get people in.
Let's be fair, it's not too late. We would all still buy one if they pre-ordered them in September.
Yes, I know, but you're also running out of the time for people who are not like us.
Sure. But also, I was thinking about this the other day. Is that really a bad thing? Because then they're just available. Like if we remember back to every console launch, basically for the past, 30 years, if you don't pre-order one, you don't get one until
not
January.
On day one. Yeah.
So it's like, is it really a bad thing that people can just buy one of these between November and January?
It's going to be interesting because of the whole COVID stuff and the fact that supply chains have been limited. But then you look at, like, this week there was news that Sony have doubled production orders of the PlayStation 5 now for this year because they're saying it wasn't affected that much. So, I don't know. It's all a bit confusing. But we are getting to a point where they need to put pre-orders out there, and for that we need a price.
Absolutely, we're looking at, when you look at the calendar and you see we're in the 8th month, and we got consoles launching in 3 months. 3 months now, guys. 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and we don't have a price for these fuckers.
Nope.
It's crazy. Like, by now I would have already had mine paid off.
So,
in the past,
Also, talking about the whole Halo multiplayer being free, do you think Halo's a launch game, but only the multiplayer?
No. The
You
whole
think
game will
that-
launch.
you
The whole
think-
game will
yeah.
be at launch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They've already confirmed that. Truthfully, I do not see that changing unless they just really make a big decision. I think them banking on a Halo launching with this Xbox has been one of their focal points.
I know that they were taken aback by the negative reaction to Halo.
Sure.
I honestly didn't see
That
anything wrong
motherfucker's
with it.
name is Craig too, by the way.
What's that? Sorry.
The meme, the brute meme.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
His name is Craig.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's the
the
fucker
same
that
Craig
records
that's
it.
recording.
Yeah.
I personally, because I didn't watch it live. I watched the 4K 60 version of it, and I thought it looked fine. I can see where I could get where people were coming from with the gun models and stuff like that. But I thought things like some of the environments looked really nice. I thought some of the AI, exhibited by the enemies, I thought that would look pretty cool. But a lot of people did hit that quite hard, and I wonder.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, and I know that you take that stuff with a pinch of salt because there are people who want to do that. There are people who are just dying for a reason to lay into Microsoft and Xbox. But there were also people who genuinely are concerned, and that's what makes me worry, because with a multiplayer, the fidelity is never as good as a single player, because it isn't, because they obviously have to run more players and whatnot. A lot of it is, built on the reducing lag and stuff like that. So the visual fidelity is always a little lower than a single player. So I'm thinking, well, do they launch the multiplayer for free, and on launch day you wait an extra month or two for single player campaign? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see
I
it
hope not.
happening. But we'll see.
No. Halo has. I mean, there has to be a Halo with this launch. There has to be. And I think it's a bad look if it is just a multiplayer.
Yeah. All right, let's. That's a lot of Xbox news. Let's move over to Sony news. Sony, we're still hearing the rumors that there's going to be a state of play on. Let me check my calendar here. Wednesday.
That's a rumor, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you see the rumored list I tweeted out? That was pretty good.
That's a load of old bollocks, that is. Oh my God.
Absolutely. Like, that thing just read like, here are all of my hopes and dreams.
Oh, it is just... And the thing is, people laugh that up. Oh my God. And then and that's why people get disappointed. They build these things up with fake shit like that, and then get angry when it doesn't turn out that way. People are their own worst enemy online.
Oh yeah, I'll give you a perfect example of that. So in that leaked list was a 3-minute Overwatch 2 campaign video.
Of course it's not.
So what's funny is one of the guys I watch on YouTube that like talks about the patch updates and stuff like that, he latched onto that, and I watched the video, and he's like, it looks pretty legit to me. I was like, dude, stop. Don't do this. That thing doesn't look legit. Like the Parasite Eve remake, I fell out of my chair.
Yeah.
Come on.
Konami owns the rights to that, don't they?
No, that's Square Enix.
Oh, is it Square? I thought it was Konami.
No, Konami's, PlayStation, the Silent Hill remake is coming. It's exclusive. Oh my God. Stop with these, like...
No other industry does this. Why is this industry so full of fucking gullible, idiotic morons who just lash out and believe anything, lash out at people who have different opinions than they do? It's like, I genuinely don't understand the mentality of some of these people who just look for a fight or in this case, hype themselves up to a fervour and then get upset because it doesn't come true. Why do they do it to themselves?
I wish I had an answer for that.
Makes no sense to me.
Y'all are fucking idiots. Stop it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even confirmed that there's going to be a state of play, is there?
No, and what's funny is the Silent Hill rumor was for the last state of play, and now it's for this state of play because why the fuck?
And also, unless they are announcing new PlayStation 5 titles, a PlayStation 5 release date or price, why would they have a state of play? And if they're going to do that, if they're going to showcase PlayStation 5, we're going to get more warning than 6 days.
Well, it's a lot shorter than that. It's the second right now. It's the third when you're listening to this, and it's supposedly happening on the 5th.
No, so we'd get more notice. Much like when Microsoft done theirs last, they gave us plenty of notice, like 2 months. But when Sony did their last, there was a lot more than a few days' notice because they want people to watch it and not miss it. So I don't expect any of this to happen.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the Avengers now. There was a new video for the beta upcoming this week. Square Enix and Crystal D have confirmed that I know Wombat is just excited in his chair that Hawkeye will be the first DLC character.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed he's not in the main roster.
So, did any of y'all watch the video?
Nope.
No. I saw like the little teaser video.
Well, the 8-minute walkthrough of the beta.
Oh no! I didn't watch that. I watched the little Hawkeye teaser video, but I didn't watch the.
Anybody see that screenshot I tweeted?
The one with all the currency and
yeah,
where it looks like Destiny.
That screenshot, literally, that tweet was perfect for me. That screenshot made me tired.
Oh no! Oh no!
There is so much shit on that screen.
No, we don't want that.
I don't know,
my
man.
God, I'm now looking at it. That looks like a mobile game.
Yeah,
that looks like the screen from a mobile game where it's telling you that you got to pay real money to get your fake bucks to level up and merge and feed items to other items. That does look really.
I was really, really excited when I heard Crystal D was making this game, and the more I see this game, the more I'm just like, I don't know, man.
No, I am. That is slightly worrying. Also, it says insufficient resources, which also makes me worry. But if you press this button, you can buy some more. Oh, that's not good.
All right, you want to talk about the other rumor about this game? I don't know if y'all saw this one. So supposedly Spider-Man's going to be in the game.
Yep.
But only on PlayStation 4 and 5.
Well, that's bound to have something to do with.
Well, Sony has the rights to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I know that.
That does kind of suck. I mean, but I can understand in the same way that Spider-Man only came out on PlayStation 4. They've got to deal with Disney, so it's a shame.
You know what I wonder is I wonder if it'll be the same Spider-Man as the PlayStation Spider-Man. I wonder if it's like a cameo for not a cameo because I know he's going to be a playable character, but I wonder if the Avengers universe doesn't necessarily have to connect to the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 universe, but I wonder if the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 character is the one that's making the appearance.
I don't know. I get it.
If the rumor is true.
Yeah, I understand it. I get it. It doesn't make it any better.
No, it's a shame.
No, it still sucks, but
Marvel's
Avengers will also apparently give you the beta will give you Fortnite rewards. So there you go, John.
Yeah, saw that.
Yeah, but I'm not in the beta because you have to pre-order it, and I'm not pre-ordering that game.
There's an open beta coming the end of the month, I think.
Then I'll play that. I'm a little worried about that game. I want to like it, much like you can, but I'm worried.
I don't know if you guys saw, since EVO was canceled, a bunch of fighting game developers did a big roundtable Friday night.
No, I did not see it.
No.
Yeah, so ArcSys was there, Eureka was there, Capcom was there, I can't even say it, Bandai Namco was there, Koei Tecmo, and this is basically where all the Evo announcements came out. So Street Fighter has said that, hey, on August 5th we're doing a thing. We're going to show Season 5 characters, so they didn't really introduce anything new. Harada at Bandai Namco said Season 4 for Tekken is coming. New characters, better online. And of course I tweeted out, why haven't you patched the Xbox One X version so that it doesn't look like mud? That game still runs at 720p on Xbox One X.
That is crazy.
So yeah, fuck you, fix that game. Arc System introduced 2 new characters for Guilty Gear Strive. They also announced that the game is also coming to PC and PS5. Arika is adding rollback netcode to Fighting EX Layer. And I think... Soul Calibur announced its next character, which was Setsuna. So
As in, I am not
Setsuna, Setsuka.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, as in, the...
No, it's no. Not that. And I think that was all the announcements. Of course, NetherRealm wasn't invited, but then again, it was the Japanese fighting game developer, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Setsuka returns to Soul Calibur 6 after a decade away. She was an old Soul Calibur character.
Man, that's a game that I haven't booted up in a long time.
Yeah. Nintendo was not here to talk about Smash. Apparently they were invited and they declined. So.
No, they did. They will always do their own thing.
Yep.
No surprise.
All right. We got another over-under bet. You ready for this one? Beyond Good and Evil 2. Remember that game?
Yep.
Yeah, something, yeah.
So Netflix has announced that they are currently developing a Beyond Good and Evil movie.
Well, that'll go out. That'll come out before the fucking game does.
That's my bet. Which one comes first?
It's probably not the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
Did you see, by the way, I don't know this. Oh, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Like I say, is it animated or is it live action? I didn't know.
It doesn't say. It just says they're in works to make a movie.
Yeah. Did you see, and this may be in your news too, Ken, that Netflix announced a spin-off Witcher series?
Yes, I saw that. The Netflix is like checking all my boxes. Like they did the Transformers one recently. They're doing a Dragon's Dogma anime.
I know that is pretty niche. That's pretty awesome.
They're doing the Witcher spin-off. I'm like, dude, this is why I pay $18 a month for Netflix.
Yeah, they kind of know their audience very well.
Yeah, they do. Like, all of that stuff is awesome. Like, give me more of that stuff. Oh, man. Sony has... go ahead.
I was going to say, it's not something I've enjoyed, but they've recently put on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on the UK version of Netflix, and Laura's absolutely loving it. I think it's completely fucking cuckoo, but she's absolutely adoring that show. And it is, they make really, really smart choices with the stuff they put on there. Even there are stuff that isn't their own.
Oh, speaking of which, we forgot to mention one. They also announced this week that there's a Splinter Cell animated series.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that will come out before the next game.
Yeah. So that's and it's being helmed by the writer of, wait for it, John Wick.
Oh, wow.
Good God, Netflix.
Wow.
Sony has announced that their new line of TVs are now PlayStation 5 ready, which is hilarious because they're LED TVs.
Bloody hell.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 added 37 new songs. A lot of songs. Did anybody buy the Lego? Yeah. Did anybody buy the Lego NES?
Nope.
No. Not paying that money. Sorry.
Can anybody afford the Lego?
I mean, no. No.
Not in a console year. Like, I was looking at that the other day, like, the Poly Mega is still working its way out, and I'm like, all right, you've officially passed the point where I can afford you, because you're a $300 retro machine, and there are two $500 next-gen machines coming out this year, so...
I also saw that they, as of tomorrow, they're taking pre-orders for the. Why is the name escaping me? The people who done the
In television or the Atari?
NT Mini and
The handheld
yes.
one, like the
that looks
analog.
super bloody-
Analog.
Yes, that looks so bloody nice.
Isn't that thing like stupid expensive too?
Probably is going to be, but I'm not saying I'm going to buy it because it will be super expensive, but it does look really nice.
No, it looks cool, but yeah, like just like I wanted the Polymega so bad I couldn't stand it, but I can't drop $300 on a retro console when I got a Series X and a PS5 coming out this fall. So I just can't. Like that's too much money in a time of like I don't need to be spending that much money.
Well, there you go. That's the nature of things. This year is an expensive year, and it also happens to be. And again, that's why it's so daft. It's like there's people out of work. They're going to struggle to afford one of these. It's just weird.
I had to buy a new air conditioner unit this year, so
yeah.
I'm down to probably just one of the two, because drop.
No, I've decided I'm going to get one. I'm not going to get the second. I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to get the PlayStation 5 until probably next
If I only go with one, it'll be the Series X. I have no doubt about that, but I want them both for sure. But right now, Sony. The only thing Sony has that I want to play this fall is Spider-Man. They haven't announced anything else that's coming out before the end of the year. So if I have to wait until March to play Spider-Man, I can do that.
Isn't it coming out?
No. Yeah, they're pretty much saying you got to buy a new. They're not doing the thing that Microsoft is doing that everybody's yelling at them about.
I mean, the version of Spider-Man, isn't that coming with a remastered version of the original?
Yeah, but I don't.
Yes.
I mean, that's the rumor right now, but I don't. I've already played that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
I want the new Spider-Man. And let's be fair, Spider-Man on the PS4 should fucking work on my PS5.
Well, yes, it should.
I shouldn't have to buy it again.
No. True.
All right, we got an email from Antonio. He says, "Sup, fellas. Started my weekend by deciding to play No Man's Sky on my PS4 for the first time in almost 2 years.
That's a different game.
I downloaded the update, which was slow for whatever reason, and I hopped back in. One of the new things added to the game is the ability to scan and find derelict freighter ships in space. So once I regained a bit of my bearings after a few minutes, I immediately searched and found one. I landed on the deck, hopped out, ready to see what dangers and treasures awaited me. When I got out of my ship, the game told me that you're not allowed to save while on a derelict ship. And then, no more than 2 steps away from my ship, the game crashed, and that was my time with No Man's Sky. Massively font increased letters. He says, hopefully we can finally be able to pre-order something this month. This is excruciating because the revenue from my dance videos on TikTok is in jeopardy, and I can't go to Instagram because I'm not pretty enough, and I can't go on YouTube because I don't know how to do makeup or get angry at every sliver of gaming news.
True story.
Is he really going to ban TikTok?
TikTok's still up, right?
I don't know.
It's still up. He's going to ban TikTok. Never mind. I'm not going to get into it.
No, he's an idiot.
You know what? I got a huge chuckle out of that Friday night, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to ban TikTok in the morning. Fuck off.
He's going to ban TikTok the same way he's going to have a health proposal in front of us that was due today when he said 2 weeks ago he was going to have a health proposal in 2 weeks.
How's that looking?
Yeah.
Looks good, right?
Yep.
It's comedy at this point. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go over to the Twitter and see what's over there. Curtis says, hope everyone is well. I heard you guys brought up Space Marine, so I decided to check it out.
Space Marine.
It did not disappoint. I also finished it.
Freaking awesome.
That game is freaking. I really wish we could play that on our current systems. That game is cool.
Is that the one with the white cover?
Yeah, kind of. It's got a cover with a Space Marine chainsawing and a work, I think, on the front of it.
I mean, it's just
Um,
straight up Gears of War in the Warhammer universe was what that
Yep.
game.
yeah,
That's exactly
I
what
remember
it
kind
is.
of enjoying that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
if
a good
I,
game.
if I remember, wasn't the main character voiced by Mark Strong?
I don't.
He
Guess
Don't
seems.
as
know.
good as mine.
Uh,
He says, I finished it along with Shadow Warrior, which I also missed from back in the day. Do you guys have any more hidden gems I might not have played or heard of? Let me tell you about this game
Oh.
called Viking.
Yeah, that game is great.
I love that game.
I can't
Viking
remember the
Battle for
subtitle to it now.
Asgard.
Asgard, that's right. Battle for Asgard. That's it. That game's
Yeah.
excellent.
don't think I've ever heard of that.
We
Oh, no,
talked
I have
about
heard
It's
of
that
like
game.
an open world Viking game.
Like Assassin's
It's
Creed?
really good.
Yeah, that game was something special. I loved playing that game. We
That
talked
is a
about it
game
for
that I
months
forgot
on
all
it.
about.
Yeah. Trying to
What's
think if there's
another- let's
anything
see.
else.
That's what I was just trying to think of. Some hidden gem games.
Ninja Blade. You remember that? The From Software
Yeah, Ninja
game?
Blade was pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty good.
That was very Ninja Gaiden-y, wasn't it?
It had a lot of like what are the things we hate? The context.
QTEs.
QTEs, yeah, it has a lot of those, but it's still a very good game.
What
There's
else?
a lot. There's a lot from that era of 360 games that I enjoyed the shit out of.
Binary Domain.
Binary Domain is amazing. If you've never played that game. Vanquish, which came back, that game is amazing.
Yeah.
Gone
Vanquish
very
is good.
bizarre, but that was platinum though, wasn't it? So
It was.
Like,
Shadows of the Damned is another fantastic game.
never played that. Never played. That's backwards compatible as well. On the
Yes, but it's been delisted.
well, I might make a return at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you can still play it if you have the disc, but you can't buy it. I think EA's license for it ran out. I think is the problem.
Oh, okay.
Just trying to think of games that I own. Gun was pretty good.
Yeah, I like Gun.
Never played that. I remember that wasn't that very close to launch title for the 360.
Yeah, it was an Xbox
Yeah, it was-
original.
It was cross-gen.
Yeah, it was made by Neversoft, the Tony Hawk guys.
Wow.
Wasn't the I don't remember it enough. Wasn't the Afro Samurai game pretty good?
No.
The first one
Yeah,
was
the
good.
first
The
one I
second
thought was
one-
pretty good.
I can
the
remember
second one
playing
is-
one that was terrible.
Well, the second one was an episodic game that was released on PSN, and it was so bad that they delisted it and canceled it.
Yes, and gave people refunds. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
I felt like
Yeah.
the first game was actually pretty decent.
The first game is good. The first game is actually very good. I enjoyed that game quite a bit. The second game is, yes, terrible. Don't.
Do you know what? I thought I recognised the name. I have got Viking Battle for Asgard on Steam.
It's because it's a wonderful game.
Yeah,
Is
you
it
should play it.
really?
It's awesome.
Is it?
I mean, I haven't played it since it came out, so I don't know if it holds up. But back then, it was really good.
Yeah. I like that game a lot.
I'll have to maybe
Enslaved
download
was
that
pretty
and
good.
give it a shot. Enslaved was very good. I liked that game.
Yeah. Enslaved. That's a very good game. I mean, there's probably 100 of them that I'm not thinking of.
Yeah.
It's just like when you mention a game and I think about it and I'm like, that's a good game. It's hard, man. There's a lot. Like there were so many games on the 360 that it was impossible for you to have known and played about all of them, and there were a lot of them that were really fucking good.
One that I really enjoyed that eventually came out on the PS3, but that was Eternal Sonata, which was a Japanese RPG, but based on the works of Chopin.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed that. It was it's probably the only game that I wish they had brought out backwards compatible, because I'd love to go back and play that again. But
Y'all motherfuckers haven't played Lost Odyssey yet. Get on that shit.
oh yeah, I haven't. No, they gave that away for free as well. I've got a free copy of that when it went backwards compatible. Yeah.
Well, that game was real good. There's a lot. There really is a lot of
There's
good.
a lot.
A lot of good games on that system. All right. Joseph sends us a tweet, says, long time, first time. Oh, actually, it's a question for Anthony, and apologies, Anthony is not here. He wants to know what kind of CRTs does Anthony have? He has recently got a 36-inch Sony. Man, Sony made the best CRTs.
They also
Make
made
good
the
CRTs.
heaviest.
Yeah,
They were heavy.
yeah. We had a big, and I don't even remember how big it was now at this point. We had a big CRT TV upstairs before we moved, and I was about ready to just try and throw it out the window instead of trying to carry it down the stairs.
Oh, God, yeah. I remember my Trinitron was only a 25-inch, and that thing was heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
But, man, that picture on it was chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I sold that TV to a friend of mine, and I think she still uses it.
Wow.
And that's been like 20 years ago that I sold that TV.
They don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't. I'm replacing my TV every 4 or 5 years now. Shit.
Well, you'll need to when you've got an 85-incher.
I will eventually, John. You know how that works. These TVs, they don't last that like they burn out and shit. It sucks. Drives me crazy, man. So let's save that one, and I'll ask Anthony next week because I know he's big. He's big into those CRT TVs, so I'm sure he'll have some stuff for next week. Curtis says, I found this very interesting. What do you think the future holds for Xbox consoles going forward? Microsoft gaming revenues seem to be driven by Xbox services and not hardware sales like Sony and Nintendo. What are your thoughts?
No, it seems to be working for them. And absolutely, as we've discussed, it seems to be where they're heading.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a lot, and I think one of the most awesome things about the three companies that are still considered the big three is that all three of them seem to be doing something completely different.
Yeah.
Like Sony's going for the, hey, it's the new generation, buy my new shit. Microsoft is like, hey, we've got Netflix for video games. You can play it on anything, your phone, your Xbox One S, your PC, your brand new monster console. And Nintendo's like, fuck it, we got this handheld thing that kind of looks like shit, but you know what, the games are awesome.
Yeah, and we're Nintendo, so...
Yeah, and we're Nintendo, so you're going to buy our games anyway, so
yeah,
fuck
absolutely.
you.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a different way to go. Maybe they've obviously looked at this generation and taken a step back to see where they went wrong, but they've also looked at what Sony did right and where other where other companies go right with services like Netflix. So, there is a reason why people compare Game Pass and call it the next or the Netflix of gaming. That's not, that I'm sure Microsoft loves it being called that. So they are definitely heading towards a more service-driven, especially if they do end up getting rid of Gold and solely making the Game Pass their main membership subscription service. I also think it's smart that they've said that don't expect it to go anywhere else. I think it's smart to keep it where it is. Don't put it on competitors' devices. Keep it where you can have full control and make the most out of it. But who knows what the future holds with it? They're obviously making money from it, which is astounding to me. I don't know how, and I do sometimes worry as to how much the developers get out of this. But Microsoft is certainly making money on it.
Yeah, and I think as far as the hardware conversation goes, I think Microsoft continues to make hardware because there is the narrative online right now is that Microsoft is in trouble, and that is just not the case. Like, the Xbox One has sold enough.
And it's not as they're a cash-rich company. It's not as if Microsoft are going to go under. They aren't. They are still one of the richest companies in the world. And that's why I think we'll find the Xbox One Series X price, I think they'll take a hit on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Subscribed, and they can afford to.
Yeah, the Series X is like the high-end delivery system for their Game Pass. And I think that they'll continue to make hardware because they're going to make so much money off the software. But I do believe it's true that they don't give a shit if they sell the most consoles.
Yeah, well, I think they've proven that at this point.
Yeah, they don't care. As long as they're selling enough to keep the service up and running, I think we'll continue to see hardware, but I don't think they're going to continue to care about how many it sells. That being said, I don't think they skimp on the hardware because people that play natively still want to say, it's going to play best natively here. And that's clear with the Series X.
It always seems like the only real people who care about how many consoles get sold are the fanboys of the various consoles. But yeah, Microsoft, while they are making so much money on Game Pass, they will be content with just as you say, getting enough consoles out there. But that's not where they intend to make money.
No, you take a look at games like The Last of Us have sold a fuck ton. Spider-Man sold unbelievable amounts of copies. But
Ghost
don't
of
look.
Tsushima was like they said
Ghost
it was
of
their best new IP of the generation. It's a fantastic sales.
But don't look past the little early access game Grounded that was number 1 on Twitch last week.
Yeah, those numbers are metrics now.
Think about the return on investment for that particular game. That game took 2 years to make, and a team of 12 people or some stupid small number. But right now, it is the game people are talking about.
And where can you get it?
On Game Pass.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves is a game that you and I will not talk about, John.
Yep.
But Wombat will sit here and attest to the fact that his son plays that every day, and that game is one of the top 10 games on Steam right now.
That has had an amazing turnaround, considering it launched bare bones. That has just progressed leaps and bounds to, as you say, a point where it is now one of the top stream games.
Yeah. Microsoft is making money on these games that people like you and I and people on the show and the loud assholes on Twitter, we don't talk about them. Because we're not playing them. But I'll tell you what, a whole lot of motherfuckers are.
Yeah.
So, it's cool that we've got 3 completely different things to talk about. 3 companies going completely different directions. And I think they're just going to... If you're looking at Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo in this bubble, all of them are going different directions slowly at their own pace. And eventually they're going to be so far apart, you're not even going to talk about them like competitors. You're going to talk about them the same way you talk about Netflix and Hulu. Y'all, I got Netflix, I got Hulu, and I just subscribed to Disney Plus. You're not going to sit here and go, well, Netflix is the best. It's the best. I don't even know why you subscribe to Disney Plus.
Well, Mandalorian, obviously.
Yeah, but Netflix has this, and this. My point is, John, you'll just have them all, and you won't care.
No, that's it.
So, I'm happy where things are going.
I'm excited.
Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait to play Spider-Man Miles Morales. I can't wait to get my Series X to see my back compact games and the new titles they've got. And I sure as shit can't wait for Nintendo to put out motherfucking Metroid Prime 4.
You'll probably be waiting longest for that.
You know what, though? It won't matter. Because it'll be beautiful. It'll be beautiful when it comes out.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. It's beautiful, guys. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Goonie goo goo, motherfucker.
Cooking hamburgers and franks.
Bitch fought out the stairs. Say, Goonie goo goo. Anyway. That is all the tweets I have. If you want to tweet at us at N4G Podcast, if you would like to send us an email, it's podcasts@ztgd.com. Check us out on Spotify. We up all in that Spotify now.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Yeah. Phoenix Down's on Spotify as of Friday, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does anyone actually listen to podcasts on anything other than iTunes?
Yes.
Well, clearly. But...
Yes. I've also been putting the show on YouTube the last couple of weeks.
Oh.
And it's actually doing decently. I mean, I know we got 5 listeners, so, But it seems like all 5 of them...
Decently for us is a little difference.
Yeah, yeah. All 5 of them have been watching on YouTube, so there's that. So I'll continue to do that. That takes me a little longer to do, but that's okay. It really takes fucking. I don't know how you video editor guys deal with this shit, but like, fucking rendering a video takes way too goddamn long.
And you think about how the fact that you're rendering a video without any actual video.
Yeah, I'm not even editing it. I just put a picture and an audio track, and then I render it, and that shit takes like a half hour to render. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, it's crazy, stupid.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't do it.
We should at some point do another video show. We haven't done one of those in a long time.
We
I'd have to dig out my webcam.
250, was it? 250 or 200?
One of those.
Yeah. It was a while ago.
I wasn't in the house I'm in now, if that tells you how long ago it was.
Yeah, same.
I've lived here for 5 years.
Yeah. That was before we came over to the States.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Of course, that was a long time ago too, John, if you don't remember.
Yeah, that was 2016, right?
Yeah, well, to be fair, 2016 feels like January at the moment. So.
That's true.
That's true.
That's very true. Makes me sad. Makes me sad inside.
Yes. Well, actually, I recently got, because I've been streaming, I bought a camera so that people can look at my ugly face when I do streams and stuff.
Why don't you plug that on here and get people to come watch you? Is your face on there?
Well, but it can be it's quite funny because I've not bought a webcam in a while, but it came with something. It's got a cover over it, so you can cover it up so that the government can't watch you masturbate. That's quite funny.
I mean, if the government wants to watch me do that, I don't.
There is the reason why I say that is there's a song that Laura plays on Beat Saber called "The Government Watches You Masturbate." It's very funny.
Wow.
I know, it's brilliant. It's actually really quite catchy, but yeah, that's where I heard that from. Yeah.
John, does that song have a good beat?
It does, yeah. Nice.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I ruined your thought, John. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. That's fine. But yes, no, I'm all for Cameron. If you want to do an episode that you can put on YouTube, if people want to do my bed.
What's your Twitch channel so people can go watch you beat?
Oh, yeah. Well, me and Laura have our own Twitch channel. That's right. She does a lot of Beat Saber. I mainly do Binding of Isaac at the moment, but it's Aching Bones because I have Aching Bones. ACHINBONES.
All right, that's
yeah.
That's the next YouTuber craze, the next Twitch streamer.
I can't imagine it will be, but yeah, we're just a way for us to do some different shit as well. And again, Laura's actually very good at Beat Saber, as in she's up in the top couple of hundred in the world or something. She's very good.
Yeah, my wife was very impressed with her Beat Saber skills.
I can't. I watched because I'll sometimes sit here and set the stream up for her. So because she's got the headset on, and I watch that stuff, and I can't fathom how she can do it. I really don't. But she was always very good at those sort of things. Like she was like brutal Dragon Force Guitar Hero player. She could nail that down. So she's always been very good with that sort of thing. But I look at it and I can't. It's just a blur to me how she hits those notes. It's incredible. But she's very good. So if you do want to see her play Beat Saber, that's where she does that.
Nice. I don't stream anything because I don't want people to make fun of my skills.
No, well, I stream so that people do. Because I'm terrible at anything. I thought about, should have streamed some Fortnite, but then I thought, nah, probably not. It'd be embarrassing.
Well, that's what the funny thing is. Like, if I streamed anything, you know what it would obviously be. And like,
watch it.
You can watch me play, and you'd be like, "This motherfucker's played for 5,000 hours in this game."
Doesn't matter as long as you're enjoying yourself.
like what have you been doing while you've been playing? Shit. Anyway, Phoenix Down. What's the game? I'm trying to remember the game. It's Call of Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Yes.
Cthulhu. So that's their new game.
That's quite a new one, really, isn't it? That was released in the last year or so.
I think it was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
It's not that old. I think it must have been one of the. It's up there with The Witcher as to one of the newer ones that they've done, but still, I think that's a game that probably deserves a little bit of a spotlight.
You want to hear the crazy idea he floated this weekend? He wants to do 2021 as the year of Yakuza, and I was like, dude, I love Yakuza, I do.
That's a lot of Yakuza.
That's a lot of Yakuza, man.
I tell you what, I picked up the other day on they've got that summer sale on. I picked up Judgment for £10. So
That
I'm like,
game is
is that any good?
That
Is
game's
it?
awesome.
Yeah, I thought, well, it's by the Yakuza guys, and it's set technically in that universe, although it's not the same story. But I thought, well, for £10, that's quite good. So I'll have to give that a shot.
You can play Fighting Vipers in the arcade in that game.
Oh,
Fighting
nice.
Vipers.
Fighting Vipers is excellent.
Yeah. You can play that in Judgment. I love Judgment. I only played through the first 2 chapters, but I loved what I played. I just never got back to it.
I'm definitely intrigued to see the next Yakuza game. That definitely looks like a weird.
That game looks fucking
Yeah.
bonkers, man.
Yeah,
I want to play it.
Good. It looks super good. So I'm looking forward to that on the next generation.
Yep. That'll be it'll be on Game Pass. So
Yes, yeah.
I'll be good. I'll be playing that. Oh, show. All right. Well, I think that's it for this week, unless anybody has anything else.
Nope.
Oh, nothing. And we out of here. Peace.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G podcast. Zero tolerance.
This is going to be a very interesting episode.
Gather time.
Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat. And
always lived in angry.
Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0.
Killed the dragon.